Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and I am going way back here. This is probably one of the first times I ever pointed a camera at anything. This is an old video I found that I made back in June of 2012. And just saying that breaks my heart because it seems like it was yesterday, but we're looking at, we're in the decade range at this point. That was obviously some time ago. And this was actually at a Tennessee Smokies baseball game. And I don't know if you can tell or not at this point, I am actually at the hotel next door to the Smokies Stadium. Yeah, we went to a lot of games. Actually, I've been to this ballpark a number of times. Look at that. What a great patriotic display there. I love that. That's one thing I love about minor league baseball, and baseball in particular. It's very patriotic. But yeah, we went to this park a lot. I haven't been the last few years. I've gotten to where, if I'm going to be down near the Great Smoky Mountains, I want to be in the Great Smoky Mountains. You can tell right there, yeah, we're looking out of the window at the hotel. And I do love baseball, but if you're gonna travel and see baseball games, yeah, it's 4 or 5 hours. You could be going to a historic site or something along those lines. Obviously, there are some characters at baseball games, though. But yeah, this is the Tennessee Smokies out of Kodak, Tennessee, down near Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and all that great area. And one thing I love that you can't, well, you get it a little bit here, is just the view. This is still a very populated area, but it's still the Smoky Mountains. And if you're sitting in the ballpark, you can look out over the outfield wall and see trees and green and hills, and it is just so relaxing. I believe on this particular day, this might have been a Friday, maybe a Thursday, we might have taken a couple days off and driven down to the area. We got to this hotel. Normally, I would have bought a ticket for the. Oh, I remember this. This was a very, very hot day. Like I think it was like 100, and we probably had tickets for the next night, and just decided to watch the game from our hotel room. So that is what we did on this particular visit down through Tennessee. And that before I forget, that hotel is a Hampton Inn and Suites. And yeah, if you're down in the Smokies, if you're down in this area, it's probably one of the more affordable hotels that still is quality. It's a really nice hotel, and I've always liked that one. I know lately when we drive down to the area and we're doing the national park or going down just to Gatlinburg, we stay at Berry Springs Lodge, which is a really nice bed and breakfast. But if you're going down for a ball game, yeah, that's just a great place to stay. And obviously, we realize this. There are a few windows a few rooms that have windows directly overlooking the ballpark, so you can, kind of enjoy the game from your hotel. Don't do that though. Don't do what I'm doing right here. Go ahead and pop for a ticket. You're going to be out maybe $10 a ticket, something like that. It's minor league baseball. So yeah, go ahead and pay and go to the park. Something you can do though is, if you go to the game, it's nice to stick around maybe 6-7 innings, but then if the kids get restless or whatever and you want to go back to the room, you can still watch the game from your room. Or you can, watch fireworks later from your room or something like that if they're doing fireworks. This particular night, yeah, I forgot the Zooperstars were there. And if you went to a lot of minor league ballparks over the last decade or two, these guys were everywhere. It seemed like every ball game I went to, the Zooperstars were there. And they're just, well, yeah, they're what you see right there. They kind of entertain, and they're a lot of fun. I think they were pretty much what I was filming out of our window, but I love the Zooperstars. Obviously, not a huge crowd this particular day. It was hot, like it just, I don't know why it hit me, but I remember it was very, very hot. So that probably kept the crowd away. Most of the times that I've been to this ballpark, it's they've got a good crowd. This is a great ballpark too. It's one of my favorites. It's the Double A Cubs. So you've got guys trying to make their way up to the Cubs. And Ryan Sandberg was their manager for I think 1 or 2 years. So that was pretty cool. If you came down here, you could see a baseball Hall of Famer managing a team, and that was something pretty special. I've done a lot of minor league baseball in my life. There was a period where we really loved minor league baseball. Here in Lexington and in Louisville, I've been to see the Louisville Bats, I've been to a lot of Lexington Legends games. When we lived in Cleveland, we actually had partial season tickets to go see the Mahoning Valley Scrappers. That was a low A Cleveland Indians team. And the Lake County Captains. We didn't live too far from the Lake County Captains, and we would go to a lot of their games, and that was just a lot of fun. And just a moment ago, that was one of the many... Yeah, okay, they're doing a mascot race. Kids getting to race one of the mascots, which are pretty cool-looking little bears, around the bases. So, of course, the kid wins. But yeah, I've been to a lot of minor league ballparks. We've actually done road trips, taken a week off and done entire road trips, pretty much just going to see minor league ball teams. Last time I tried to count, I've been to over 80 professional ballparks, counting the major leagues, minor leagues, independent leagues. And I still love the history of old ballparks. I used to read a lot of baseball biographies and history books, and I still enjoy that sort of thing. But man, yeah, I kind of feel like I went as far as I could with it. I enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll get back into going to old ballparks again at some point. Of course. Wait. Oh, okay. There's a chicken. I know. Yeah, this is something else they have. Kids can kind of run after a chicken on the field at some point. So there's the chicken. He's kind of creepy looking to me. That's just me though. But yeah, it's ballparks are fun. I still love it. But man, I hate like the naming rights of the stadiums and selling the naming rights of the stadiums. It was several years ago. I don't know if this is still the case or not. I know we went to a Lansing Lugnuts game in Lansing, Michigan, and they had sold the rights to the ballpark, the naming rights to the ballpark, and the naming rights to the field. So every time they were saying, promoting the team or saying something over the loudspeaker, it was like, come down to, Johnson and Smith Law Firm Field at Lansing Community College Park. I mean, it was a mouthful. It was like a 20-syllable word that they had to say every time that they mentioned the ballpark, and it got annoying. And yeah, that kind of stuff. I just don't care for that. I think these were the kids that had just chased the chicken on the field. I think they were leaving the field after chasing the chicken. Oh, and then they had a go-kart. I forget what his point was, but at minor league ballparks, man, it's in between innings. They have a lot of crazy stuff like this, which I personally love. I think that really adds to it. And I love the giveaways of minor league ballparks. I love walking out of a ballpark with a bobblehead. A lot of ballparks will have celebrities. A lot of old Major League Baseball players, stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool too. And I know the Tennessee Smokies, a lot of minor league teams. Oh, there's a little go-kart guy out in the parking lot. A lot of minor league teams, before the season starts, they'll have a open house, to try to get people excited about the upcoming season. They'll try to sell some tickets, of course. And, they might sell some of the old game used jerseys at a discount price. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I love that. And I know one year, and again, it's been several years ago, we went to the open house here at where the Tennessee Smokies play. And I believe if you just showed up, they gave you like a hot dog and a Coke. And even though it was before the baseball season started, it was so nice sitting and eating a dog and a Coke, sitting at the ballpark even without the game going. And that was just nice. So I think of these guys as just a classy organization anyway. And I remember the last couple games I've been to here, and again it's been 2 or 3 years anyway. I know they serve cheer wine, and I love cheer wine. Regional drink, kind of like a Dr Pepper cherry Coke kind of thing. So, and I love their logo. I love the bears. It's Tennessee Smokies. Their logo, it's cute little bears, which you see all over this area anyway. Every restaurant, every business has some little smiling caricature of a bear on it. And I do not get tired of that at all. I think that's great. And the Tennessee Smokies have all sorts of t-shirts and ball caps with their logos on them. They have exploited their merchandising and their logo to the nth degree, as a minor league ballpark should, as a minor league team should. They also, I know sometimes we've driven through here, on our way to Gatlinburg or the Smoky Mountains, and we've stopped and the team shop is open. There's kind of a little visitor center here connected to the ballpark, and they have clean restrooms. If you're driving, it's a good place to stop just for a quick break. But often the team shop has been open. So there have been times we've driven down to the area for other purposes, and not to see a ball game, but we've still gone to the team shop. So that's pretty cool. And if you've never been here before, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you've been in the area before, but you're not that far from Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and really, to me, this is where all of that stuff starts. And there's another little town there that's lovely that starts with an S, and I mispronounce it every single time, though I know how to pronounce it. So I'm not going to say that other town's name, because you'll make fun of me. But there are several cute, wonderful little towns through here. And to me, all that amazing Great Smoky Mountain area stuff starts right here at the Smokies ballpark. It's like, when I see the ballpark, I know we're there. So I love that. And of course, really just, to me, right down the road from this ballpark, man, those Zooperstars are really harassing people. Wow. Actually, I love that stuff. Yeah, but right down the road from the ballpark is the big Tennessee Knife Factory. We drove past that place so many times thinking, we don't need any knives. But then somebody told me about the Relic Room. And now I don't want to go down to that area without stopping by by that store just to go to the knife, just to go to the Relic Room. If you collect old coins, anything, I love little knickknacks and ephemera. They've got that kind of stuff. You don't know what you're going to find when you get there, but you're going to find all sorts of stuff you're going to love. And a little kid can go in there with $5 or $10 and walk out with a really old coin, or a very old fossil, or a piece of a meteor or something. Their prices are great, and they've got a great selection. And we got some more. Oh yeah, I think this is a balloon popping contest. Oh bam, that kid took a hit. Yeah, just more wackiness at the ballpark. Yeah, but yeah, I've had a lot of great experiences at ball games. Just love ball games anyway. I'm trying to think of some memorable moments. My late father and I were able to go to a few minor league ball games the last several years. And one of my happiest memories of a ball game, I took him to see a Bowling Green Hot Rods game one night. And we drove up to Bowling Green a little early just to drive around and see some stuff. And then we found out that the night before's game had been canceled. So instead of doing a 9-inning game this particular night, if you had a ticket, you could sit through 2 7-inning games. So that and I think they started an hour and a half early, something like that. So my dad and I went onto the park, and of course, other people hadn't figured out the schedule yet. So we got there kind of early. We got good seats under an awning because it was starting to rain, and we got just the perfect seats where we could see the rain and we could see other people getting wet, but we were right out of the rain, and that was really cool. And by the way, that Harry Canary, the Zooperstar there, is really selling it now. Way to flop, buddy. I hope he gets up. But yeah, so we went to a Bowling Green Hot Rods doubleheader. And I figured with my dad's attention span, we would be there for, man, I was hoping to get 5 innings out of him. But we stayed there several innings, and towards the end of the first game, I thought surely he is not going to want to stay for the second game. But maybe around the 5th inning or so, I said, Dad, if you've enjoyed this, if you've had fun, I'm okay with leaving if you want to go ahead and get on home. And he said, well, we haven't had a hot dog and a Coke yet. So we got a hot dog and a Coke, we sat back down, we ate them. And towards the end of the game, towards the end of the first game, I said, well, do you want to head on home or you want to stick around and watch a little bit of the next game? And he said, well, we might as well watch the first couple of innings, see how it goes. So we end up watching the first couple of innings of the next game. And there was a no-hitter going. I know it's 2 innings, but you can't leave when a no-hitter's going. But I still told him, hey, if you want to get on home, we can go home. And my dad said, no, the guy's got a no-hitter going. We can't leave now. So we ended up pretty much staying for both games. And that was just a treat. Dad was a lot happier than I expected him to be. And it was just a lot of fun. And I think somebody just hit a home run, but nobody cares because there's a Zooperstar on the field. And I love that there have been some great... Of course, there's the San Diego Chicken, who kind of started the traveling, visiting mascot kind of thing. And he's a lot of fun. If you've never been to a game when he's been at one, check it out. And he may have retired already. I don't know. I know it seems like every year it seems like he's going to retire, then he doesn't. I've seen him twice, and he's great. We saw Reggie the Purple Party Dude at some point years ago, and I thought that guy was really fun too. He did a good job. They had Myra Noodleman was kind of a Jerry Lewis wannabe kind of character. And we saw him at a ballpark one day, and he had me crying. He was so funny. And he covered the whole ballpark. I mean, he messed with us a little bit. He came over and talked to us. And this was at AAA Louisville. It was a pretty big, crowded stadium, but he entertained that whole crowd. And I thought that was pretty cool. Several years ago at the West Virginia Power Ballpark in Charleston, West Virginia, they're doing musical, balloon chairs. Yeah, several years ago, we saw Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell. Yeah, he was the promotion, like he was the advertised thing you got that night. He came and signed autographs, posed for pictures, and he entertained between innings. And I know that kind of sounds lame. Oh man, they're about to wrestle over that ball. Yeah. Minor League Baseball. Oh, we got a winner. Yeah, but so it was Mr. Belding, and he showed up, and yeah, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, who cares about Mr. Belding? Like, who would go out for Mr. Belding? But he was very, very entertaining, and I remember him singing Brown Eyed Girl, and it was just great. Like, he did a great version of Brown Eyed Girl, and I love Van Morrison, but he nailed it, and he was really entertaining. So it's kind of wacky, some of the stuff you get at a minor league ballpark. Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is kind of a day in the life of a ballpark. I know when we stay at a hotel, especially something kind of tall that I can look over something, I love watching, just what's going on. Especially angles that you might not get a vantage point of normally. So after the game, we got to kind of look out our window and still see what was going on. This is another popular thing. I think they might have just done, you can buy a tennis ball with a number on it, then try to throw it into a hoop and win a prize. A lot of ball teams do that at the end of the game, and I think they had just done that. They're cleaning up afterwards, obviously taking care of their dirt and their grass, their water in the field. Yeah, forget TV. If we're in a hotel and I can look out a window, and see a minor league ballpark being taken care of like this, give me a bag of chips and a drink. I'm gonna watch this. This is this is really entertaining to me, and it's just a great view. I mean, to me, this is really relaxing. You've got the water going on. You're in the Great Smoky Mountains. You got the great scenery there in the background. I could watch this. I probably could watch this. Okay, maybe not hours, but my attention is going to be on this. Yeah, there's other great minor league ball teams in Tennessee, and actually, I think with the Major League Baseball's restructuring of minor league baseball, I'm not even sure what teams still exist. But I know there's the Nashville Sounds. I've been to their old ballpark. I haven't been to their new ballpark. I know there's the Chattanooga Lookouts, and that's another beautiful park in a beautiful city. Really not too far from here, and it seems like we've seen the Smokies take on the Lookouts many, many times. But that's probably two of my favorite ballparks ever. Right there, the Lookouts and the Smokies. Really love the Indianapolis Indians ballpark in Indianapolis. Big city, big urban city, but they have a great ballpark that's well maintained. AAA Pirates team, and it's been there forever, just legendary. Yeah, the lights are going out on the ballpark. I guess the ballpark is going to sleep for the night, and I just thought that was all, again, to me, very fascinating, and I just enjoyed watching that. Do you like that sort of thing? Let me know. Feel free to comment if you have an opinion on just ballparks and how special they are. And this was the next morning, I think, before we were leaving to go down to see the Great Smoky Mountains. Looked out at the ballpark one more time. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's, again, Tennessee Smokies ballpark and baseball. Check them out if you're in that neck of the woods.